Today, we will see how to find full-time equivalent for a contract role in terms of per hour rate. I have made this video in three parts. Part 1, we will understand full-time employee salary and benefit. This is important for us to do a benchmark. Part 2 is where we will understand what it means being a contractor. And part 3 is where we will try to find a full-time equivalent value for contractor both. As a thumb rule, you can consider 1.4 to 1.5 times of the full-time salary. For example, if your salary is 100K, consider 140 to 150K. This is what I'm going to break down and show you the logic behind this. And based on your circumstances, you can tweak and see what work best for you. Disclaimer here, I am no expert. I'm just trying to bring some data and consideration on how to correlate full-time versus contract. If you want to add further, help me refine this, please feel free to share your comment and thought. This will make this video more balanced. Full-time employee. A full-time employee is on a payroll of a company, so all the administrative work, including taxes on salary, gets handled by the company. So typical work hour is 40 hours a week, and there are 52 weeks in a year. That makes it total number of working hour as 2080 per year. Here we have to remember, as an employee, you are eligible for an earned leave, which means you get paid even when you are on leave. Say 2 weeks in a year or 10 working days, which comes to 80 hours. So, as I said, you can tweak based on your case if it is different. Then, in addition, some companies also have sick leave, which means in addition to your earned leave, if you are sick, you still get paid for the period of absence. If you're going to be a parent, you may be eligible for paternity or maternity leave, where EI would kick in, and I'm not including this in the calculation. You also have public holidays, which again says about 10 days in a year. So we subtract this 80 hours. So effectively, you're working for 19-20 hours. This is the hour which we will consider for today's video. And as I said, you're free to tweak, or you can keep it at 2000 hours if it is easy for you. Here is the clear breakdown of yearly working hours for 40 hours per week in the chart form. In this video, I am considering a base salary of 100K, and I will also be sharing table for other salary ranges for easy reference. This breakdown is based on publicly available information and provides a very general overview. I am not a tax professional, just an individual like you. For precise calculation tailored to your specific need, it is always recommended that you consult a tax professional, as individual circumstances, marginal tax rate, deductions, and changes in tax legislation can affect the final figure. So, as you see this breakdown of 100K salary to per month salary after deduction, approximately the take home would be what you see on the screen. That's $5,673. Let's talk about performance linked bonus. Again, some of you might have this as component. Some of you might not have this as component. Say, on top of 100K, you get a bonus of $10,000. You will in hand only get 5,000. Rest will go into government taxes. It has happened with me, so I know. And typically, that's how the marginal tax rate comes into play here. Then there are some organization that matches RRSP contribution, say 4%, which would be 4,000 for 100K salary. So when it comes to RRSP contribution on 100K, it will be 18% and not to exceed 32,490, which is the limit for 2025, which anyway would not be the case, as 18% of 100K is 18,000. So when you contribute to RRSP, it also reduces your tax. I'm not considering this for today's video. In addition, companies generally provide you with health insurance, extended health care. In my case, when I was working full-time with an US company, all my prescription drugs were free. I never had to pay out of pocket. Vision care, that includes eye testing, prescription glasses, I never had to pay out of my pocket. Dental care, again, was quite generous. And also services like physio, chiro, massage, etc. Again, generous and separate from each other, and dependents were also covered in this. So all in all, I never had to pay out of my pocket for any of these if I had to obey it. Some companies are not so generous even as a full-time employee. Say you only will be covered for 80% and remaining you pay out of your pocket, or choose a premium where you pay extra out of pocket for premium. I definitely know a company in Canada who does this. So in my case, I would put its overall worth to $5,000 in a year. And I forgot, some companies are generous when someone becomes parent. For example, when one of my friend welcomed his son, that was not a Canadian company. Family was given a gift voucher worth $1,000. In our case, under health and wellness, we could buy stroller, diaper for babies, and some essential. And also, we had this health spending account where if medical coverage goes beyond, we still had money for us to use. Professional development, training, where fees gets paid by company, and training hour goes out of your employment hour and its associated cost. There are gifts during holiday, etc., which also you can consider. When it comes to job security, again, it is not guaranteed, but when headcount reduction will happen, at least you will not be the first one to get impacted. Company takes time with such decision with full-time employees. And if you have to let go, you get a notice, in some cases, a decent severance package depending on length of service. So now you have seen the full-time package. If you think I have missed out anything or you feel something is not right, please comment. I'm open to feedback, as I'm also trying to make this more relevant. Now let's talk about contract. First of all, you need to own a corporation to get into contract. I have my friend who have been in system where they don't have their own business, but got into this arrangement to join as a contractor. You will raise your invoice every month to company to get paid. You have to keep track of your attendance. You are paid for the days you work. If you're sick, you don't get paid for that particular day. And most importantly, all statutory compliance, tracking expense, everything is your headache. You will need a good accountant to keep your incorporation in good standing. And again, this will cost you money, say around at least $2,000 a year. If organization goes through restructuring, guess who will be the first one to go? It's easy guess. Also, one important question is how many hours per week you will be charged in timesheet. Will company force you to take leave of 2 weeks by end of year? Around Christmas and New Year, some of the companies do this. If yes, you're going to lose those many days earning without you claiming this break. Some individuals, especially who are in IT and work closely where they could be punished for data breach and be sued, you may have to take professional insurance coverage. I know someone who has $1 million coverage. Also, you have to figure out if you are withdrawing salary or dividend income. Both are different treatment. And if you are drawing a salary from your corporation, both employee and employer contribution are paid by you before releasing payment as an employer. A good tax professional will be able to confirm and guide on this. For 2025, the contribution rate is 5.95 per side. So you will end up paying 11.8, and this has to be factored. HST registration. Again, it's on you. You are basically still an employee of the company, but on paper, you are your own company. A single director corporation with one client may be classified as PSB by CRA. Unless you meet specific exemption, again, I'm not a tax professional. A tax professional will be able to guide you more on this. Example, the worker has substantial control over their work and is not integrated into client's business. And this eliminates small business tax benefit. Income is taxed at 28% plus federally. Now, contractor, that's why must consult a professional when structuring contract properly. Again, I'm not competent. This is the conversation you must have with professional to structure contract properly. If you have any professional development training, money goes out of your pocket, and time again, whatever you take, say 5 days, also goes out of your pocket. Say around $3,000 impact at least. For matching insurance, because you will have to manage your own insurance, what a full-time employment would give you for an individual, consider around 3,000 to 3,500. You can check the market for this. Let's say you want to buy a house. As an incorporation, first you will have to show corporation health to bank, and they will ask at least 2 years of bank detail before giving any mortgage, and will also consider high risk loan. So mortgage rate might also be slightly different. Just out of curiosity, do your research on getting mortgage and getting a house, etc. My friend had challenge getting his mortgage approved. He did get though. Again, I don't have much information, but just sharing some first-hand account of my friend who shared his challenge getting mortgage for home and car. So the table based on this scenario I have highlighted will look like this. Again, you are free to customize as per your requirement and tweak, and also with your comment, help me improve this further in case I'm not in line with how it should be. Without HST, the total comes to 136K, and with HST, 153K. So you see, I was not wrong when I said 1.4 to 1.5 times of full-time salary. Now, get a good tax consultant who can guide you on this incorporation thing. And also, this is the contract range based on factor of 1.4 and 1.5 calculation for different salary package. Remember, the big factor when doing this is also demand and supply. So, this is it. I hope you found today's video useful. Please help me with your comment if I had missed out anything or you think I have not accounted for, and I will try to keep revising and make it more close to how they should be calculated. Now, you can download this template from the description and build upon this, work on this, and I hope this helps you in doing your analysis on what works in your case. Thanks for watching Canada Tried Tested.